The Queens have officially entered the stage of All-Stars, where friendship goes to die. Because nothing says sisterhood like ranking your competitors and pretending it doesn't hurt. Welcome back to Little Boy Zab. And today we're talking about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 11 episode 10. Tell me something good. And baby, this episode had everything. A comeback queen, a storytelling challenge, a confusing judging panel, and Rate a Queen massacre. And an elimination that had the entire fandom screaming, honey. So first things first. The semifinals begin, and the competition gets even messier because the queens are joined by the wildcard winner. The returning queen, Joey J. And honestly, the workroom energy immediately changes. Because when someone comes back this late in the competition, everyone has the same thought. Wait. You mean I survived all these weeks and now I have to compete against someone with nothing to lose? That is terrifying. The Maxi Challenge this week is a storytelling challenge called Tell Me Something Good Story Hour. The queens have to share a personal story connected to their younger selves. Sounds beautiful, sounds emotional, sounds like a guaranteed Emmy moment. Except the biggest criticism from viewers was that the challenge was confusing. The queens were basically asked to create a story, but the exact expectations weren't always clear. And honestly, this is a nightmare situation because storytelling is subjective, and one person thinks emotional, another person thinks boring, one person thinks funny, another person thinks it lacks depth. It becomes tells us something good. Okay? But how good? How are we measuring the good? Crystal came in with what many viewers considered one of the strongest storytelling moments. Her story focused on her childhood and growing up in small town Missouri, or misery as she likes to call it.
Crystal, words of wisdom for your younger self?
Ahoy, little sailor. Let me tell ya, life ain't all calm waters. It's a voyage full of mutiny, strange ports, and sea beasts. It's 1997. I'm only 6 years old, and my family's just set sail from sunny California and dropped anchor in Ozark, Missouri. I was super anxious about starting school. My mom introduced me to our neighbor, Danny, who is a fifth grader with brown hair and freckles, totally my type at the time. And the rules were simple. When Danny gets on the bus, you get on. And when Danny gets off, you get off. Well, on this particular day, Danny didn't get on the bus. He was probably doing something sporty like football or wrestling. And as I fantasized about all the cute costumes Danny might be wearing, Bob, the bus driver, started on our route home. I played with my little friendship bracelet that I'd given myself as I stared out the window when suddenly my house sailed by, the only safe harbor that I knew gone in an instant. So there I am, a city girl from California in misery, going to who knows where. Should I say something to Bob? What would I even say? I'm only 6. Who am I to criticize this man on how to do his job? So I clung to my backpack and I watched as every single child got dropped off home safe, and I rode until the bus went back to the bus depot. I thought, well, this is where I'm gonna...
The thing about Crystal is that she has this weird magical ability where she can make awkwardness charming. She doesn't perform like she's trying to win. She performs like she accidentally wandered into a fantasy movie. And somehow it works. The judges responded positively to her storytelling ability. Now Joey J, girl, the comeback queen came back hungry.
Being the first openly gay contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race has opened so many doors for me, front and back.
She used a soundboard during her performance, which helped create some of the biggest laughs of the challenge. And honestly, you have to respect someone who comes back into the competition and immediately says, I don't care if I'm the wild card, I'm here. Joy was fighting for survival. She needed everyone to remember why she deserved to return. Now, Dawn, this was unfortunately one of these moments where the idea was there, but the execution didn't fully connect. The judges felt the story didn't land as strongly as some of the other queens. And that's the danger of this type of challenge. You cannot hide. There's no costume, no character, no wig reveal. It's just you. Your story, your delivery, and a room full of judges staring at you. Terrifying. Akira also struggled with the challenge, and honestly, this was shocking because Akira is someone who usually knows exactly how to command the stage. But this challenge wasn't about being polished. It was about creating a beginning, middle, and end. The judges felt her story did not fully develop. Now, let's talk about Kennedy. Because this is where the episode became a full emotional roller coaster. Kennedy's a legend. Nobody's questioning her talent. Nobody's questioning her status. But even legends can have a bad week. Her storytelling performance did not connect with the judges the way she needed it to. And then the strategic game began. This is where All Stars become psychological warfare because the queens don't just perform. They vote, they calculate, they strategize. Rate a queen means your competitors have power over your survival. And suddenly, everyone's becoming a politician. You're my sister. Translation, I love you, but I also know this is a competition. The queens ranked each other, and Akira and Kennedy ended up vulnerable. The biggest conversation afterward was whether the queens were making strategic moves to remove a major threat. And then, the lip sync. This was not a weak battle. This was two experienced performers fighting. The energy was there, the emotion was there, and this is what makes Kennedy's elimination so shocking. Because losing Kennedy isn't just losing a contestant, it's losing one of the biggest personalities in the competition. RuPaul's decision sends Kennedy Davenport home, and the fandom immediately exploded because Kennedy was considered by many fans to be a serious threat. This is the exact reason All Stars strategy is so controversial. Sometimes the person who gets eliminated isn't the weakest. Sometimes they're eliminated because everyone knows that person could beat me. And that's the game. This episode perfectly explains why All Stars is different from regular Drag Race. Regular seasons are who is the best performer. All Stars is who is the best performer. And who can survive a room full of drag queens trying to win $200,000. It's Survivor, it's chess, it's Hunger Games, but everybody has a better wig. Episode 10 was messy, confusing, strategic, emotional, and honestly, very All-Stars. Crystal showed storytelling strength. Joey proved a comeback queen can shake the whole competition. Kennedy reminded everyone why she's a legend. And the format once again proved that in All Stars, being amazing isn't always enough. Sometimes you also need the votes. And baby, that's where the drama lives. Let me know in the comments, was Kennedy robbed? Was the strategy fair? Who's winning All Stars 11? And why does every season of Drag Race make us feel like we need a PhD in emotional warfare? Like, subscribe, and remember, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to survive Radio Queen?